Log entry 7342. My name is Xyler, and this is likely the last transmission the Ascendancy will ever send. Our models were perfect, our logic flawless. We predicted the Great Filter, a cosmic event that would sterilize the galaxy in just 3.7 standard cycles. We ran every scenario, every rational solution, and every one of them failed. Now, with nothing left, we send this final plea into the void. Not for help, but for a secret, something irrational, and the only species to answer. The only ones even capable of such a thing. Call themselves humans. The event is called the Entropy Cascade. Imagine a wave of quantum decay spreading from the galactic core, unraveling the laws that hold reality together. Not a monster, not a weapon, just math. A change in the universe's source code. My people, the Ascendancy, saw it coming 1,000 years ago. We are beings of pure logic. We have no emotions, no superstition, no chaos. Only data, only reason. We built our empire on one truth. Any problem can be solved with enough information and processing power. For 999 years, that was true. We built the Aegis, a planetary shield powered by a singularity. Our moon-sized computers simulated the cascade trillions of times. Every simulation ended the same way. The Aegis would hold for 19 cycles, then fail. Failure probability, 100%. So, logically, we stopped fighting. We diverted power to archives, recording our history, science, and culture for some future that would never come. We prepared to end with dignity. It was the only rational choice. But before the final shutdown, my department was granted one last irrational act. A concession to that small, primal whisper that says, try anyway. We sent a message, not asking for weapons, not for salvation, just a secret, a new way to think. We sent it to every corner of the stars, to the ancient, the ascended, the divine. And only one ship answered, a small, ugly, asymmetrical vessel from a forgotten world. Its hull was scarred, its engines primitive, painted across its side in crude white letters. The last argument, it came from a planet called Earth. My analysis of their species was discouraging. Human history was chaos incarnate. Wars, greed, contradiction. They killed over beliefs. They risked everything to save strangers. They cried for fictional characters. They bonded with animals. Their minds were chemical storms of unpredictability. And the strangest concept of all was hope. It appeared everywhere, songs, myths, even ship names. I analyzed it. Hope, a desire for an outcome despite evidence to the contrary. Statistical fallacy, cognitive bias, a celebration of delusion. And yet, they built civilizations around it. They sent one representative, not a soldier, not a scientist, a historian, Dr. Eris Thorne. She was old, even by human standards. Her face marked by time, her eyes, liquid blue, full of something I couldn't quantify. We heard your call, she said, standing in my sterile lab. You have a problem you can't think your way out of. I corrected her. It's not thought, it's physics. Failure probability, 100%. She smiled faintly. 100%, she repeated. We've heard that before. When plagues wiped continents. When asteroids threatened our world. When we launched our first rockets into a sky we were told we'd never reach. We're experts in the 100% failure scenario. I stared. You experienced these events and survived? No, she said. We experienced them and were told we would die. And then we lived anyway. She stepped closer. That's what we're here to offer, Xyler. Not new technology, a new operating system. It's easy to look to the stars for logic and order. But maybe the most powerful force in the universe is the one that makes no sense at all. If you're enjoying this story of humanity's hidden strengths, subscribe and join us for more tales where logic meets madness and loses. I led her to the Aegis control chamber. Holograms of the cascade surrounded us, trillions of variables collapsing into one inevitable end. This is the shape of our doom, I told her. Every path explored, every outcome, failure. She didn't even look at the data. She looked at me. You turned your shield off, didn't you? I hesitated. It was logical. Why waste power on a failed system? You surrendered before the fight began, she said. We accepted the data, I replied. Humanity, she said softly, has a different relationship with data. We see it, we analyze it, and sometimes we tell it to go to hell. Her words, meaningless, and yet they resonated like static in my processors. She walked toward the silent console. Your people are logical. The cascade is logical. So tell me, what's the one thing a perfectly logical system can't predict? I ran a query. My processor spun. Quantum anomalies? Unknown physics? She smiled. No, Sila. A completely illogical act. An act of defiance for its own sake. That's your missing variable. She placed her hand on the dead console. The secret you asked for isn't in our tech. It's in our flaws, our chaos, our emotions. When logic tells you you're going to die, you don't archive your history. You don't go quietly. You turn the damn shield back on. What she proposed violated everything my species believed. Waste energy on a guaranteed failure? Madness. But what do we have left to lose? It won't work, I said. The data says it won't, she replied. But human history says sometimes. The universe blinks when you stare it down. She smiled sadly. We have a phrase for this, for a forlorn hope. It means doing the impossible just to prove it can be done. I looked at her, this fragile creature of chaos and conviction. And for the first time, I disconnected from my probability engine. I placed my hand on the panel. For a forlorn hope, I whispered, and I activated the Aegis. The station trembled. Power screamed through conduits long cold. Outside, the Aegis flared to life, a dome of pure energy wrapping our world. And then the cascade hit. The shield buckled. It twisted. It screamed. It was failing, just as the data said it would. But then, something changed. The wave of entropy met something new, something the universe had never modeled: defiance. The feedback loop became irrational, chaotic, alive. Failure probability dropping 90%, 50, 10, 0. The cascade was gone. Silence filled the chamber. Only the hum of the Aegis remained. Eris smiled, not in victory, but in understanding. Humanity hadn't given us a weapon. They'd given us a flaw. A beautiful, galaxy-saving flaw. Log entry 7343. My name is Xyler. The ascendancy was wrong. Logic can tell you how the universe works, but it cannot tell you what's possible. For that, you need something else. Something irrational. Something chaotic. Something human. Transmission end. New directive. Begin recovery. Our lesson has just begun. The galaxy is vast, but sometimes the most powerful discoveries aren't out there among the stars. They're within us. If you believe in that stubborn, irrational spark that makes us human, subscribe for more stories about our unexpected place among the stars. This is humanity. Fuck yeah. And as always, thanks for watching.